welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744 and 10 and 9 Emmanuel. Okay,
Just shameless.
okay, let's I'm just gonna just I don't know how to react.
I don't know if that's
Okay,
blasphemy or not.
That's disgusting, by the way.
Okay,
We start the stream on that way.
Okay, if you can move that, that'll be appreciated.
I belong to you.
So, yeah, don't show it stream.
Oh, fine.
Nah, bad start to the stream, man. Like now we're gonna start the stream all over again. Like
Okay,
look at this.
okay. Anyways, what? Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna try to pretend that didn't happen. Anyway, so we have our Champions League semifinals, guys. We got 2 games to discuss, and I was originally gonna start with Arsenal PSG, but honestly, that game was so bad compared to this game. So we're gonna start with the Barca Inter instead. So we're gonna start with that one instead. We're gonna hear from our Barca Inter guys first, then we'll go to everyone else, and we'll discuss Arsenal PSG. Then we're gonna maybe do a little preview for the second legs, guys. But yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, remember guys to like and subscribe. Remember, guys, to stream our links to the community tab. I can have a maximum of 6 people, guys. So it's first come, first serve. And yeah, like I said, man, what a game this was, man. So I'm gonna get my thoughts first. Obviously, I did my video reaction first before the stream, so I'll echo it here in some ways. What a game of football this was. Barca Inter, and it just shows how Barcelona is one of the most entertaining teams this season. Like them and PSG, I think have been the most entertaining teams this season in terms of pure football. And Inter, it's funny because I heard a lot of people say in the previews, they said, "Oh, this Inter's washed, lost 3 games in a row." Couldn't score a single goal, getting clapped by Milan. Milan, that been awful this season. I mean, literally mid-table in the Serie A. They got Roma. That let's face it, that they're that good. And Bologna, man, and come on, you expect them to beat Bologna, And I heard a lot of people are doubting Inter, but guys, remember, this is the Champions League. Anything can happen in the Champions League, and the Champions League is the best club competition. And so it doesn't matter what your form is. You could literally be last place in the league. You can still give a game to an elite team. Like, I remember, what was it called? I think Liverpool were in a horrible form a few years ago, and they played a Champions League match against, I think it was Leipzig, and people thought, oh, maybe Leipzig could do it. Well, Liverpool showed business. So it just shows that it doesn't matter how bad down you are, quality will always prevail. And I think Inter showed the goals they scored today were fantastic goals. Like, the way Inter played today didn't seem like these guys lost 3 games in a row. Like, those goals from, Dumfries, Thuram, amazing. Rafinha there. That should have been his goal. It was unfortunately an own goal there. And Yamal, Ferran Torres. And yeah, Dumfries, man, he's dunked on both my team, both the United States and Barcelona. So it's peak, man, for me personally. A brace against both of my teams. So, and someone even say this might be his best game since
this was his best game for Inter. It's not even like a question. This right here, Denzel Dumfries. Anyone that's known, this is the guy that I've probably criticized the most out of anyone for years. I'm gonna be honest though, this season Denzel Dumfries has had a redemption season in a way. This season he has been world class, one of the best right backs in the world. And today he reminded me. Today's performance from Dumfries reminded me of Maicon in 2010 against Barcelona. He also scored at the end. That was like Dumfries today, man. This guy was crazy. I'm still speechless. Like what? Like I don't even know. Like that goal he scored, the first goal. In a UCL semifinal on the road against Barcelona, and you do that. You have the guts to do that. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, man.
Yeah, so Doodle, man, hey, just give us your thoughts. I'll go to BLE, then 10, and then we'll save the best for last, I guess.
I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, first of all, I just gotta say, Lamine Yamal is gonna be the best player in the world when he's 21. He's going to be the best player in the world when he's 21. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or before he retires. Maybe not. I'm telling you right now. And in 3 years, we'll revisit this clip. And I'll when Lamine Yamal is, tearing it up, he's going to be this kid is special, man. Absolutely tore DiMarco to shreds, which I was not surprised for. DiMarco, honestly, since returning from injury, has been pretty bad. And so many of us Inter fans were like, yo, no, Augusto's got to start. Should have started. That was Inzaghi, I think, got that wrong. But besides that, though, Lamine Yamal, the finish, the composure for that finish on that stage, you're down 2-0 and you do that to bring your team back in it. Sensational. I can't speak enough of this guy. Now, Rafinha, again, that goal was crazy. But on our side, Thuram's goal, the Thuram goal, is that a Puskas winner? That like this whole game had so many great goals, but that Thuram goal, like from 30 seconds. By the way, that is the quickest goal in a UCL semifinal ever. It's the quickest goal scored in a Champions League semifinal. That goal, the way he just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's just a crazy goal. Like, out of nowhere, I was turning on stream. I was listening to music, and I just see Thuram score that. And I was like, yo, what? It was insane. Like, this game as a whole, I think we definitely could have lost it. But, but at the same time, though, the Mkhitaryan toe, literally a toe away from Inter possibly, like, clinching a win today. Literally a toe. The automatic offside that detected it. It was just, oh my days! Like the whole game. Is this like the best game in Europe this season? Like, is this? It's definitely up there considering the stage and all. It was insane. Like, and obviously now a draw I think suits Inter well. I am very afraid though about Lautaro because I'm not sure he's going to be there for the second leg. I think Pavard should be back, which I hope because Bisek today proved that he's not ready for this level. But I think, yeah, I mean, Inter, I think, could have maybe done better in some ways. Like, some of the players, I think, didn't have the best of games. Like, Hakan, for me, had a very poor game. Bastoni had a pretty bad game as well. But, yeah, I mean, I think overall, I mean, this tie is still not over. Barcelona, I think they will definitely go aggressive. They will try to get that first goal at the Giuseppe Meazza next week. But what I'm going to miss that San Siro, I mean, welcome to San Siro, I guess, next week. And we'll have to see. It's going to be cinema. And I mean, yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right, BLE, Matt, give us your quick thoughts on this game.
Well, pretty much the same as Doral. One thing I will say before I talk about this match, specifically Inter, I would actually say the 4-5 between Barcelona and Benfica was slightly better than this match in terms of the entertainment factor. But either way, these are two of the best matches that have been played during the whole year as a whole. All right, now to the match. I will say from an Inter fan's perspective, this was not as stressful as the Bayern one a few weeks ago. I will say, again, I have to give huge, immense compliments to Lamine Yamal. Fantastic. And I agree with Dodo, he will be probably the best football athlete in the world within the next few years. But now when it comes to the actual match, again, Inter proved class today. And specifically after the last three matches, I've seen, especially on Reddit, a lot of people say that this is a psychological factor in the advantage of Barcelona. I'm not calling out those people now. I'm just saying what difference two competitions can make. Three, actually. Inter lost 3 games in a row without scoring a goal, and that was, I think, the first time since 2012 when that happened. And it really shows the difference in how Inter is playing the season and how they prefer to play in different competitions. It's not been great domestically in Italy. Lost the Super Cup, lost the Cup semi-final. Inter was ass in both of those competitions. The league itself was not so great, specifically the amount of goals conceded, but the Champions League is where Inter mainly puts their best performances during the whole year so far. And that proved again against Barcelona. It wasn't a spectacular performance, but very cordial one to pull out a draw, specifically in this manner. Very intense match. Fantastic, unimaginable, unfathomable goals from both ends. Again, Thuram's goal, fantastic, magnificent. Sorry. Specifically, the Dumfries second goal, the scissor cut he made, unfathomable. The second goal Dumfries scored, which was Inter's third, again, picked and chosen wisely, when to precise that into the net. When it comes to Barcelona's goals and their overall performance, they were of course, it was expected of them to have the ball within their possession for most of the match and to have way more opportunities to score. And that, of course, that was expected. But I won't say cut through Inter, but they suffocated Inter's defenders a lot. Specifically, as Dodo mentioned earlier, Di Marco was sliced by Yamal and so on. Sliced through like paper. Anyways, Barcelona did what was expected of them to do. And I will say one thing I have to give credit to Barcelona for: when Inter scored all of their goals, specifically after the second goal Inter scored, only a few minutes later Barcelona scored. So Barcelona did have a reaction factor within them today, immediately once they were on the losing end of the scoreline. But when it comes to the actual match, again, expected of Barcelona, slightly expected of Inter. Definitely the best performance in the last 4 matches from Inter's perspective. I would say pretty balanced match in terms of what you would have gone expecting in what you would have expected going into this match. But it delivered, 100% delivered. Again, magnificent goals, magnificent plays from both teams. Again, Inter showing some weak physicality, or not weak physicality, weakness because of the tiredness that they're dealing with. Hopefully, Lautaro Martinez will be, his situation will be assessed within the coming days, and I would hope for him to be available the Giuseppe Meazza next week, and I would also offer Benjamin Pavard to be available. But we'll see what happens. It's definitely going to be a showdown at the Giuseppe Meazza next week. So, again, massive compliments to both Barcelona and Inter. And we have to wait and see in Milano next week. It's going to be spectacular.
All right, let's read some comments, and then we'll hear from Tenedite and Sebastian. Ten, let me cook. Time to rinse out the clothes.
What about you, AD?
I already spoken. Well, hello. Nothing wrong with showing a cross. I don't want to get controversial, so let's not. I don't know. I don't know. You never know with YouTube, so I think it's better not to risk. So, anyways, let's move on. Let's move. Hopefully, Albert is sleeping. Okay. Dumfries showing up against AD's teams like he with versus USA 2022. Okay, I want to actually hear.
AD so clear. AD so clear, by the way.
Okay. I want to hear from the Inter fans. Is this Dumfries' best game since the USA game?
Yeah,
Very likely.
this is his best game for Inter that I can remember. Like, he has had many good games this season, and in last season, and like in previous years when we have criticized Dumfries, rightfully so, by the way, because Dumfries' biggest problem has always, like, I've always known he's a very athletic player. I always know that he has a lot of drive and he plays like you need that. But the problem with Dumfries has always been his decision making. That was like the biggest criticism we had. But this season, though, he has gone off. And yeah, he had some poor games along the way, but like he still was very consistent for us all the season. But this game today, Denzel Dumfries today, if Inter end up going to the final, Denzel Dumfries would have repaid all the money we spent on him, which is I think around 30 million euros. I think, like, he would have repaid, because these kind of games are what separate great players from elite players. Like, these are the games. Now, I'm not saying Dumfries is elite necessarily, but I'm saying, like, if you put it into perspective, these are the games. It's about like who's going to show up. And Denzel Dumfries today, man of the match, absolutely showed up. And I mean, what a performance! I think overall, like. This was his best game. This was his best game for Inter. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with what you said earlier. Maicon vibes. 100%.
Yeah, Maicon. That's what I'm saying. That's literally what it was. Yeah. He recreated it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Precisely.
King Loki says, Inter showed their hands early. No problem on the call. So let's go prevail. What's up? 80 over Dumfries. Okay. So let's I think we're gonna. So actually, I want to ask before we get to that, because I know Ten and Sebastian really want to speak. Guys, Barca Inter. There's really rich history between these two clubs. Well, I didn't really discuss about this in my video, but I feel like we should do here quickly. So let's actually look at the head-to-head record for Barca versus Inter. Then I'll hear from Tendai and Sebastian. So the first time the two teams met, when was the first time the two teams met?
I think in 2003. I saw a stat, I think, yesterday, 2003 was the first time they faced.
Yeah. Admittedly, Barca do have a better head-to-head against us, but at the same time, though, most of their wins have come in like
Group stages and
groups.
so on.
Yeah, group stages, and like right now, like 2003, we lost. Like, they actually, but most of the wins. The only time Barca and Inter met in the knockout stages, Inter won, which was in 2010, which is the semifinal. And obviously, last time that Barca and Inter met, Inter ended up advancing over Barcelona in the group stage. Which, funnily enough, last game was also 3-3 at the Camp Nou when Aslani missed that last chance. Yeah, the overall Barca do have a better head-to-head over us, but I do think context needs to apply. Like, I mean, like majority of those, like the first 2 years, like, under Spalletti, like 2018, 19, that was like our first time UCL since basically since we lost against Schalke, I believe, in 2011, if I'm not wrong.
Yep, precisely.
Around then.
Yeah.
So that was like inexperience. And then season after, I mean, Conte in Europe, we already know that. So in a way, really, if you think about it, it's always been a very, but even like if we lost, like it's always really been a very competitive head-to-head.
Yeah, it's very,
very
close.
Very, very competitive. And
that's
do y'all think? I don't think it's. I'm not gonna go that far, but do y'all think, in a way, it's one of European rivalries? Would y'all say it's not up there like Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, for example? But what would y'all say?
I think it's top 5.
Has to be in there for sure. Probably the most underrated one I can think of.
It's because it's always there's always like big drama whenever these two teams play. It's like always like
that. So let's go. Let's start with the beginning. So Barca Inter 3-0 here, 2009. Obviously, I'm kind of worried the copyright stuff will appear, so I'm not going to go into see more. So we'll just keep seeing the scores. Inter 0, Barca 0, Inter 0, Barca 0, Barca 2, Inter 0, and Inter. This was the first time they beat Barcelona 3-1. The Champions League semifinals. And then obviously the second leg, we all know what happened. Mourinho did his classic celebration.
Mota red card and yeah.
And the Boschke controversy.
Yeah. And then obviously Barca 2, Inter 0.
That was our first time back in UCL, like I remember. And then that was
Barca 2, Inter 1. I remember this game, guys. That match. I remember Lautaro scored that game because this game.
I remember that game was that game fooled every Inter fan thinking Stefano Sensi would be a good player. Like that game fooled everyone.
Bro, that game Suarez showed up. Suarez was crazy.
Who?
Suarez.
When you compare that match in 2019 with this one, if you take into context, Inter scored within the first 1 or 2 minutes in both games.
Yes.
And they were both played in Catalonia.
Yeah. Then obviously this one we're not going to discuss about. Ansu Fati scored the late winner. Let's go. Oh man,
the GOAT.
Ansu Fati was good. Ansu Fati was good. The Inter won Barca 0. We got this game. Obviously, Barca fans are still mad that was a robbery. A lot of
true.
That. And then obviously that 3-3 draw. So craziness, man. If you look at the overall head-to-head, it's 6 wins for Inter. Wait, what?
No,
Barca. Barca.
No, that's just the upcoming. Although they haven't actually updated the newest one, it would actually be 6 draws, not 5 now. After this update.
So 6 wins, 6 draws, and 2 wins for Inter.
Which game is crazier, this 3-3 or the one before?
This one for me because it's the semifinals, right?
Bro, this is a knockout.
This one is hands down more entertaining than that one.
Like that game, I remember in terms of performance, though, I do think Inter that game because I actually think we arguably should have won that game. I remember, again, as I said, Aslani had that. I'm sure BLE remembers that last chance, right? Remember that?
Of course.
1v1.
Highway miss.
Was Inter?
We won that. We still did.
And then I remember Lewandowski sort of breaks under nowhere. I was like,
was that
man of the match performance? Yeah.
Was that the game where Barca had to win to qualify?
Yeah. I remember we had that stream. Okay, so I want to hear from Tenadite and Sebastian there. So I'm going to hear it get from 10. We're going to say for you last, Sebastian. The best for last. So 10, man, give us your thoughts as an Inter believer.
I guess. Only this season. I'm not saying every season I'm backing Inter, but yeah, look, I did a watch long on my channel. You can check it out on my YouTube, which is right here. But yeah, I told you on when we did the weekend recap, we talked about Inter and all that. When we talked about them losing to Roma, to Milan, and all that, and I said like it's typical of football, whereby Inter are probably having one of the worst weeks ever, and they turn up in this game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I wasn't surprised Inter turned up. Like I saw people saying like Barcelona 7-0 Inter. I'm just like, nah,
What
man.
the heck?
Yeah, like, it's more of the delusional ones, not you or a few others I know. But I did say that this Inter team, for this Champions League specifically, they're a different beast. Inter. I know they conceded 3, just like Barcelona did. And obviously we have that second leg next week. But yeah, I think it's all to play for. I think it's 50-50 still. I could see either way going Barca's way or Inter's way, obviously, because I said Inter would win the Champions League at the start of the season. And probably I bet these two, the actual two Inter fans, didn't think that Inter would probably even be at this stage or even contention to be in the final again. But but yeah, we'll see on Tuesday. But yeah, on the game itself, obviously you guys probably, if you watch my watch long, yeah, 2 goals in 21 minutes, and then Barcelona responded and then scored the equalizer to make it 2-2. That first half, it was all Barcelona. Inter took their chances, the 2 goals that they scored. But Barca were definitely dominant in that first half and got what they deserved, which was 2 goals. Second half, I think it was more of a tactical battle sort of game, whereby both teams were really just trying to see if they can find some space. And both teams actually found some good opportunities. I think Inter were a lot better in the second half than they were in the first half. But also Barcelona, I think, were a lot more controlled at points in that second half. And obviously, Inter were like this close from making it 4-3. And if that knocks out Inter, then
it's gonna go down. Someone actually said in the server, like, if that knocks out Inter, it's gonna go down as one of the biggest what ifs probably in history. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
overall, I definitely enjoyed the game overall. 3-3. I'm not even an Inter fan. I'm not even a Barca fan. Like, whichever team makes it, I'll enjoy the final regardless. But yeah, for Barcelona case, I think obviously Barca play Valladolid on the weekend. You might as well play the B team, the Barca Athletic, and they play Lugo on Sunday. Like, you might as well just play Barca. Just play Barca Athletic against Valladolid.
We should play the Primavera against Verona.
Yeah,
Precisely.
yeah, because I 110% expect Inter to lose to Hellas Verona on the weekend, like 2-0 or whatever, but then turn up on Tuesday. And it will be the same for Barcelona. Maybe they'll struggle somehow against Valladolid or destroy Valladolid, but then get knocked out on Tuesday. Something like that. This is what football is like. Like, you can be bad at one time, and then the next time you win the game against the same team or in a different competition. Like, it's football, and that's, for me, that's what I've been accepting for every team this season. Like, I've seen it with Newcastle. Look, we lost to Liverpool 2-0 like 3 weeks before we beat them in the Carabao Cup final. Like, it's how football works. Like, you don't know what to expect, and that's the beauty of it. And that's why I wasn't surprised Inter actually turned up. At the same time, I wasn't surprised Barcelona were definitely dominant. Inter, I think first half Inter, some of the passing was,
bro, Hakan was the misplaced passing. The second goal, right? The first one, that led like awful, bro. Awful. How do you put the ball there? It really
Bastoni was somewhat terrible at, like, that. Like, if Inter could just hold on to the ball in that first half just a little bit, like have fewer misplaced passes, maybe they don't concede a second, or at least don't look like they would concede a third or fourth in that first half. But Inter went through the races. Second half, definitely a lot more controlled from both teams, and definitely had a lot of joy, both teams. But I would say who, as a neutral, though I'm kind of backing Inter still, but as a neutral heading into that game on Tuesday, oof, I don't know. I mean, I just based on that history of Inter Barcelona, I just have to lean slightly to Inter. It might have to go to extra time, I feel like, or even penalties. It has that feeling to me. I don't know. It has a dramatic ending. Whether it's AD that will be happy, or the two of you guys be happy, or actually you might be upset or happy. I don't know, but we'll see.
For sure,
But
bro.
I'm looking forward. I'm more
One thing's
excited
for
about
sure.
Tuesday.
The San Siro is going to be rocking. Like, that's
Yeah.
going to be huge, man.
Like imagine if
it's
you
gonna be
get
packed.
imagine you get Taremi being the Hosselu of last
Oh
season.
my god. Well, I'll take anyone. I'll take whoever. Like, if we
Bloody
get, I don't care,
Arnautovic,
man. I'm
even
writing
better.
a college letter for him.
Arnautovic.
Arnautovic. Oh no.
Arnautovic
Because at the end
will
of
be
the day,
redeemed.
I'm an Inter fan. I'm not a player FC. Like, if a player I don't rate sends Inter to a final, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna celebrate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna praise them. That's because
Oh,
I'm.
no, it has that feeling.
Redemption for Taremi and Arnautovic.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yes,
But
yes,
now
yes.
it's time to see how much Sebastian really dislikes Inter, and will praise Barca.
Bilanista.
Okay. Okay.
Seven
So
UCS, buddy. But yeah,
okay.
for me,
Nice, man.
this
Give me some thoughts.
game,
Oh,
for me, this game was. I don't know if it's up there with the World Cup final, honestly, because this game was. It had everything. You look at the goals, like Yamal, insane goal. Like, and I know it touched Summers' back, the Rafinha goal, but that goal was incredible. I mean, the power you get on that. Personally, I think Barca, like, I think they could have done much better, but the defending is letting you guys down, for Barca. Like,
Oh yeah, obviously.
you keep playing this football where it won't work. Like, you could see this game, like, it doesn't work playing the high risky football. Like,
See the thing is, Sebastian, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, though, if we play a different brand, we're not going to score this amount of goals. I don't think we will. So we just have to live and die with this. We just have to live and die with this. Like,
Mm.
what do you want? Because the thing is, because we play such an aggressive high line, we score so many goals. You don't play this high line, we don't score same amount of goals. We just don't. It's just simple as that.
Mm.
So that's the risk we have to take. We're basically like Bayern 19 and 20. That's basically what Barca is.
Do you think Balde was missed in this game? Because I think.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, bro. I'm sorry, Martin was awful. Dude, there's a reason why he got subbed up at halftime. If you got subbed up at halftime, you know you had a bad performance.
Would you
Unless
pay
you're
for
Lautaro, who got injured. Although Lautaro wasn't exactly great in the first half either, but like, he got subbed off because he got injured.
Would you pay for
but still.
KD in the next game against Inter?
No, I would keep the same.
Balde should be back, I think.
Oh yeah, I did hear Balde might be
And
back. for the second
hopefully
game.
Pavard
Yeah.
for Inter.
Yeah, I think Pavard is also going to be back. Yeah.
He was heavily missed today.
Yeah, I
Bisek
think
was
today
very
proves
good.
that Bisek is not ready for these men.
Precisely.
Yeah, Kunde was missed too. He got injured. He got injured throughout the game. So it's a bad blow.
I think Bisek was a beast today, honestly.
In the air, yeah, but I do think that for the second goal, his awareness, like, I think he should know Rafinha's right there. And I do think that Cherby should have known, like, should have tracked Ferran. But, like, again, I think that Bisek still, like, you could see, like, there was a bit. The thing with Bisek is, like, there's never, like, calmness or certainty in the defense when he's playing. It's not necessarily his fault, really, but it's just, like, he's just too raw. And he's starting a UCL semifinal away against Barcelona. Like, in the Champions League, you gotta hold your nerves. And I just think that overall, like, in the air, Bisek was good, yeah. But I think for that second goal, I think his awareness should have been great.
Well, it's probably the factor of the inexperience for him.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just think for Barca, the defense is just very. We just have a very high line defense. It's just we just live and die with this. That's just how we have to do. And I think for Barca, it's just the defense is what worries me because Inigo Martinez didn't have a good game. Koundé wasn't great. he made it pretty much his fault for the first goal. Then Martin wasn't also good.
I
Kubarski
think
was okay,
I think Kubarsi was your best defender.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, probably was. And I think
Barcelona for us was
Kubarsi's-
pretty poor as well. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Who?
Bastoni didn't have a good game personally. So
wait, who?
I don't think Bastoni had a good game personally. I think he got to do a bit better because while I clowned on DiMarco hard, like don't get me, like if you saw me, like I was going at DiMarco so hard, like in that first time. But again, looking back,
Yeah, DeMarco was bad.
That's why I
DiMarco,
also should
but
have
like
started.
I do think Bastoni also didn't exactly have a good game either, in my opinion. I've seen way better from Bastoni, but we'll see though.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I also
So
should have started.
Yeah, I think for Barca's side, man, we just see, the second league's gonna be so fast. It's gonna be so intense. Like
Hmm.
I'm so worried for the second league because guys, I have a potential feeling that with 10, this might go to Pens. This might go all the way to distance.
It could.
And if it goes to Pens, I'm not confident. I'll tell you that right now.
The thing is, we already obviously lost last year, but at the same time, we were the away team at the San Siro. I don't know. Maybe we'll do better. I don't know. But like, we gotta see though. But it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be goals in the second leg. Like, it's obviously a bit early to talk, but like, it's like I honestly after this game, I already want like the second leg to happen already, man. I don't know about how y'all feel. I already want the second leg to come.
No.
It's like
No.
another game. Like,
Okay, so Billy, if it does go to Pens, just hypothetically, by the way, would you fancy your chance on Pens?
Well, I would hope they learned their lesson from the Atletico match last year. But not only would they have the home advantage at the Meazza, but would the psychological factor of them losing the previous one. And by the way, that Atletico Madrid penalty shootout was the only penalty shootout that happened during Inzaghi's whole career at Inter. So
Wow.
Yep. So this one, there are some benefits you could add to it if it ends up finishing that way because of the Meazza advantage, but quote-unquote advantage. But what the flashbacks from that loss play into the minds of these athletes, that is a question, but we'll see. All to play for in Milano next week.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, let's go read some of you guys' final comments, and then I think we're gonna head over to the other game, PSG Arsenal PSG. So, and yeah, I think we're gonna go from there. So let's see what you guys are saying. The second leg will be 50-50. What's going on here? Even though Inter Milan are a more comfortable position. Yeah, so guys.
yeah, this is a 50-50 tie. This can go.
Yeah, remember, guys, Inter have only lost to Barca once at home in the Champions League in their history.
We'll be there.
And also, if there were away goals, present, I would be way more confident. But still, like, it's gonna be cinema.
Yeah, but Matt Chelsea, Fati was the squad today. Matt, I don't know why Fati needs to be sold. Just get.
He's garbage.
Yeah, just ship him out. I'm sorry. He's
Visca Barca.
Suarez was a hybrid Olympic diver and a rat. Hey, you can't deny Suarez was good for Barca. He wasn't.
His UCL record is a bit stinky though. I'm not be real.
Okay, but he's still great. He's still great. He's still an amazing player at Barca.
Carried by Messi, by the way. I just. What? It's true. Everyone gets carried by Messi. Like, what?
Okay, let's move. Let's
dumb?
move. Okay, let's move. Sebastian, if Barca PSG makes the final, great PSG will open part. Well, let's talk about PSG.
And first of all, people give me stick for it, but okay.
I see the light. You're trying.
Yes.
You've been trying to show to me.
That's what I've been trying to show this guy on my left and this guy on my right.
That's crazy. I'm starting to
That's
wonder.
a pause. That's a pause.
Okay. Let me just read this out. I'm starting to wonder if it was Messi who was touched by Yamal. Okay, Tenedina, can you have proof of this?
That's a pause.
Read the next couple of comments by me.
If it did, then potentially a spiritual connection.
Oh my, that's
Yeah.
man. I mean, you probably cry after losing 2 finals in a row. Just saying.
Okay, let's
What the
move.
fuck are you
Oh, by the way, fun fact before we leave, we switch to the game. Guess in like the most distance ran today was Mkhitaryan of 11.82 kilometers. Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan.
I was told this Inter team's too old.
Mickey
Oh,
Mouse.
I mean, second was
Mickey Mouse
Barella.
in
But Barella's
2025.
expected. Barella's one of the most
Interesting.
athletic midfielders I've
Okay,
ever
okay, let
seen.
Doodle finish.
But like,
And you know
I was like, Nick Terrian, really? I was like, yo,
Wait, is those guys like a United reject?
Arsenal
Um,
bro,
reject.
respect Nick. Hey, yo, bro, the Mkhitaryan to Dortmund, we like respect him, man. Like, but like,
Mickey
No, I
Mouse
said
in
United. I said United
2025.
reject.
yeah, United, true, but like, hey, I don't. But like, I was like, yo, what? I was so shocked when I saw that. I was like, what? Wow.
Yeah. PSG exposed the
Orthodox,
high line.
Orthodox
Mickey
testosterone.
Mouse in 2025.
Okay, let me finish the comments, guys. They're too close to win against Barca. We'll see, Matt. Matt, you because
Will be the Visca Barca. I will be a Barca fan.
Focus says who? At the same time, Barca did have some good defensive moments like Kubarsi's block and few blocks. I mean, Kubarsi was probably the only good player in the back line. Like, let's be real. Of the 4 players, he was probably the best one.
AD, can I read out a quote before we move on? Like Inzaghi just had an interview. He said,
Wait. Let me finish the comments, and we'll go to.
Sure. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, we're almost done with the comments. The tag was read collectively. You mean the game, right? Okay, good, low. I was on Suarez about the low, by the way. Okay, so Doodle man, tell me your quote, and then we'll move on.
So Inzaghi just said, I haven't seen a player like Lamine Yamal in the past 8 or 9 years. We had to assign 3 players to mark him. Says enough when an opposition coach says that, right? Oh,
Wow, you know, I just realized, guys, this is a crazy stat. You guys might be surprised when saying this. Yamal has scored more goals against Inter
Then Messi. Yeah.
Man,
Messi is
this,
zero.
this is
What's your vote now?
disgusting glaze. This is a disgusting glaze. Which
No,
pisses me.
it's not. It's
No,
not
no,
jokes.
no.
I'm being serious.
Inter is sacred
Just
club against
just because
Leipzig.
it's true, but
It is
don't
true.
glaze it that much.
You don't
Don't need to glaze it.
And you know what's worse? He scored against Juventus and Milan, and never against Inter.
Okay.
So, Doodle
Well,
man, you can feel proud. You can feel proud in never being conceded by Messi.
There's no need. Right.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Well,
crazy.
technically, Newcastle's never conceded to
I mean,
Messi.
I beat Messi in 2 straight finals, so I don't care.
2 draws.
Oh,
2
draws.
finals. 2
Two
finals. Respect me.
I said
Respect
draws.
me.
draws.
Respect me.
Two
Respect.
draws.
Draws.
You
No,
need
you-
you know.
What finals?
Okay, let's go.
It was
Okay,
penalties.
Copa America.
It's still 2 trophies.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
go
let's
away.
let's move
Won
on.
by Charlie.
So,
All right,
guys.
let's move on.
Cry.
Okay, so let's talk about everyone's favorite London team, guys. So
Sempre solo Forza Inter. Arrivederci, everyone.
Boost.
Okay, so here-
The
Yeah,
boost.
we'll see what happens
Okay.
next week. We'll be
Okay,
there.
The
so
best player
let
in
me
the
give my
world.
okay, so
Yeah,
let me
good
say let me give my say on this everyone's favorite London team, guys. Here's the thing. Arsenal, the great beloved Arsenal. I feel like you guys underestimate PSG. I'm gonna say this right now. You guys underestimate PSG. You guys saw in the game, we beat Real Madrid, the 15-time UCL champions, the defending UCL champions, and our cruise control will easily smash PSG. I even heard Arsenal fans say that, it will be repeating the league phase game that we had earlier in the season. It will be the exact same. We're gonna beat them like we did. But bro, PSG have improved so much. And guys, there's a certain narrative going around the campfire that PSG might own Premier League teams. Because
It's
look at this
true.
guy. Okay, let me finish. PSG defeated Manchester City. They defeated Aston Villa. They defeated Liverpool. And they defeated Arsenal. 4 English Premier League teams. All of them in the Champions League. And could potentially knock out 2 of the 4. And maybe even 3 of the 4 if they defeat Arsenal. And to those Premier League merchants that said that PSG wouldn't finish the top 4 in the Premier League, well, you might have to delete that clip because that is embarrassing. That is disgraceful. And this is a lesson to the Premier League. That, just because it's a farm. And you know what's crazy, guys? Premier League fans like to make fun of PSG for, winning winning league on so easily, Well, your league has
It's a
become
league title.
So my thing is that for Arsenal fans, you need to be humble. Stay humble. And you got to give credit because what Arsenal did yesterday was bad, man. Dembele was fantastic. That goal from Dembele was a beautiful goal there. And even though I called Rice on my video yesterday saying that he should have done better defensively, let's be real. It's the other Arsenal midfielders that should be man marking him better. Like, I don't know what Odegaard was doing there. And we have to talk about the Odegaard guy because, guys, I repped Odegaard a lot at the beginning of the season. I feel like an idiot now. I feel like an idiot. I should have repped Odegaard. I made a mistake. I said that Odegaard was Arsenal's best player. Well, I take it back. He's not their best player. That was a stupid take for me. I humbly apologize for that. And and Arsenal fans, maybe you gotta listen to "Humble" song by Kendrick Lamar. Maybe you guys need to listen to that song. just saying. Even though I don't really like the song, but anyways, that's beside the point. The point is that Dembele cooked, and Doué, man, Doué had a great cameo. Doué was fantastic. He should have scored there, and then PSG Arsenal created chances. That Martinelli shot, man.
Bro, Martinelli, I'm sorry, bro. This guy. Can we say
Yeah,
he's
Martinelli.
Like average, man.
Yeah.
Average player.
Yeah, Martinelli, man. This guy, man.
Michael, call Martin.
Okay, guys, my Man United friend called him the Brazilian Garnacho. That's what he called him.
Honestly, yeah. The thing is, you see how different, right? You see, like, bro, like Martinelli, a left winger, can't finish that. Yet Denzel Dumfries, a right back, finishes. I guess.
Okay, guys. Is it crazy to say he's a Brazilian Garnacho? Is that crazy take?
No,
it's not. I mean, they're both speed merchants. They're pace merchants with no shooting and no decision making. Like, let's be real.
So yeah, and then the second half, man, Arsenal thought they equalized with that. Obviously, the header there from Marino was offside. And then this chance right here, Trossard. That save from Donnarumma was world class, guys. We need to owe Donnarumma a redemption apology, and especially you, Sebastian. Especially you. You need to apologize. Like, you need to apologize.
No,
especially.
it's in the head. I know what I was doing. I know what I was doing.
Okay. Anyways, let me finish. But anyways, then he made that save there. I think, guys, Gonzalo Ramos. How did he not score that? I think Cavara. And yeah, Arsenal, man, that was a bad performance. And you know what the sad thing is, guys? If we actually look at Arsenal, who was the best player? It was probably Declan Rice, because he was creating chances. He was being in the midfield, and that's actually saying something, because
not even the best midfield on the pitch.
Like, when Rice was your best player, I'm not saying he's a bad player, obviously, but that's concerning. It just shows how bad the Arsenal attack is.
Honestly, I'm crazy with what I say sometimes, but I'd rather have Sterling than Martinelli.
Okay, so, and then for PSG, as I said, man, midfield-wise, fantastic. Neves was great. Vitinha was great.
Best midfielder in the world.
I thought Nuno Mendes was amazing. He locked up Saka. I thought Nuno Mendes pretty much owned Saka there on the day. And yeah, I just think for PSG, they were fantastic. I think the only issue for PSG is that the fact that they win this game by a bigger margin. I think that's the only thing that's going to hurt them, because let's be real, PSG pretty much outclassed Arsenal throughout this game. This was like a footballing lesson. And for Arsenal, as I said, man, they were just underwhelming. So, who do I go first for this one? You know what? Let me go to Sebastian, man, as our PSG believer.
First of all, I know Matt is just salty about me having
Okay, Sebastian.
The best the best midfielder in the world here.
Just focus the game.
But,
Ignore the haters.
Yeah, like Matt. But yeah, the game was a good finish by, obviously, the future Ballon d'Or winner, which Rafinha ain't gonna win, by the way. So Eddie, you can hold that.
All right, just get to the game.
I mean, PSG should have won this game by more. Kvara, that penalty shout where Timber was putting down Kvara. I think personally that was a pen, but
thank you for the minute. Thank you for mentioning that. I completely forgot to discuss that.
Yeah, like overall, Arsenal did not look that great. Like they did against Madrid, but that Madrid side, I'm sorry, they were overrated. They were not that good, Real Madrid, but this PSG side is showing the mentality that other squads doesn't have. Like, when Arsenal press PSG too much, like in long periods, PSG gets out of it like it's nothing really. Like, we saw against Villa, we saw against Liverpool. Like, this PSG, it's something different. Like, it feels like the mentality has switched, and that's what I think Luis Enrique is a main factor to that. I think having Luis Enrique as a coach, that helps a lot. Both how the players play and also mentally, because Luis Enrique, he has been here for, I don't know how many years he has been coaching, because I remember he coached I think Santa Vigo in 2012, I think so.
Yeah.
So he has been here a long time. Plus, he won with Barcelona the UCL. So I think what Luis Enrique is doing is like a Pep version of this team, where the midfield, and obviously he's doing he's kind of having those front three who the main guy Dembele, who is scoring the goals. You have Kvara, who is like a like he's probably, I'm not comparing, but he's probably somewhat at top of that team. Like I don't know, like it's similar to the Barca team. Like Luis Enrique is trying to do that similar to the Barca team. I don't know which one, 2011 or 09. I don't know which team he's trying to refer that to. But like, what Luis Enrique is trying to do is like that version of a Barca team. Like,
Okay.
you could understand, like, with making a young team or something.
Okay, Sebastian, I want to ask you this question. I want to say this, by the way. I forgot to say this, guys. Do you guys know who scored the most goals this year, just this year alone?
Dembele. No, Gyökeres.
Nobody
Wait,
cares
I
about
thought it was
Portugal.
Cry,
I'm pretty sure.
cry.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw online. It said the guy that scored the most goals. I think the top 5 leagues. Maybe it's Gyökeres overall, but at the top 5 leagues, definitely Dembele. So that's crazy, guys. Dembele's redemption arc, guys. And as a Barca fan, it is because you guys know I don't like Dembele. I never will. I never will. I'll never like him. Well, I used to like him, to be fair, but I don't like him obviously anymore after what he did to my club and after celebrating my team. Yeah, I mean, you can forget me liking him. Forget it, man.
AD,
But,
if Dembele scores, if Dembele dunks on you in the final, is it true? Are you gonna end the YouTube career?
Let's see. We'll cross the bridge when I get there. But just know that I may retire. So there's a possibility. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's going to be interesting to see what happens because I want to hear from Sebastian actually in particular before we get to the other 2 guys. Is this PSG? What is this PSG team the best in terms of collective unit? And I think I asked this before. Is this the best PSG just as a unit of all time?
I mean, there has been a lot of teams like the Zlatan era, but personally, yes, this one.
Yeah, I would say this is the best one because this is the best in terms of collective units. Now, is this the best in terms of players? Of course not. I think in terms of players, obviously 2013 is better. I would say probably 2018, 2019 is probably better. There's probably some other better ones on paper, even the Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, And the thing is, I just think this PSG team, there's just such a cohesive unit. They're so well organized. And that this PSG team didn't really have structure in the previous years. It was just like, okay, we just hope the superstars bail us out and hope they deliver something, And I think it's actually a good thing that PSG moved on from superstars. And there's a scary Mbappe narrative that's going around. If PSG wins a UCL, what will happen to Kylian Mbappe? Because that's going to really, I don't know. Okay, let's actually, I want to ask this question, a really weird question, guys. If PSG do win the UCL, how do you think Mbappe will react?
I think he will be happy for his old club personally, but
He will be like his idol.
Personally, I do think there's going to be a bit of bitterness. He's not going to show it from the outside though, but definitely on the inside though. We'll see.
Oh yeah, of course, inside. But,
He's going to cry like Ronaldo.
Okay, Doodle, we know how he's going to be outside. Obviously, he can't say, "Oh yeah, screw PSG, man." He can't say that. Obviously, he's going to get so much slander. But how do you think he will mentally feel, like inside of him?
Like, he'll cry.
He's going to take it as like a challenge, like as a motivation for next year. Personally, maybe.
So what do you think, Tenedine? How do you think Mbappe will feel if PSG win the Champions League without him?
Ooh.
Just his thoughts.
I mean, I studied psychology in university, but I don't think Mbappe would be. I mean, of course he'll be happy, like a French club finally wins a Champions League since '93 or whatever, or '92 it was, or I don't know. But yeah, obviously probably not going to be at the happiest, but you still, it's like I don't know what's the best analogy. Like being happy that ex girlfriend has a boyfriend now, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's that sort of feeling. Your ex girlfriend has a boyfriend, and you somehow feel happy.
That's a
It's
weird
that sort of
analogy.
feeling.
That's a weird analogy, but okay. That's a weird analogy, but okay.
But yeah, something like that. Like, yeah, you'll be like, all right, they moved on and they achieved whatever. But you have that inside you.
And also, here's another thing, guys. If PSG win the Champions League without Mbappe, why are we talking about Mbappe's legacy at PSG? Because it shows that, hey, we can win the Champions League without you. And a lot of people said that because let's be real, guys. Let's not be revisionists here. At the beginning of the season, when we heard the news that PSG moved on from Mbappe, we all thought, oh yeah, this is done. Like there's no way they can win the Champions League without Mbappe. Like no way for sure. Like there was no way they were going to do it. Like I'm pretty sure most of us agree that, right?
Yeah.
And so the fact they're even doing this is crazy. And we look at Mbappe in particular at PSG. Many people would probably argue he's probably one of the best players of all time. Like the amount of goals he scored in the years he's stayed. Like he's been one of their best players. Okay, so you can make an argument, and he stayed at the club for a long time. And so now whether he's number one or not, that's completely up to your opinion. But one thing's for sure is that Mbappe he's definitely top 10 PSG player of all time. Like you can argue
top 10, but not top 5.
Oh yeah, he's top 10. You have to agree with top 10. So
yeah,
I mean,
top 10, but not top 5.
Doodle 10 and I. Am I wrong for saying that Mbappe is a top 10 PSG player of all time?
No, I mean he's their highest goal scorer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the highest goal scorer, and he stayed at the club for many years. He's delivered many league titles as well, and he's shown loyalty. Now at the end, you can say that he kind of.
You know what he will do when PSG wins this year? He'll
try to turn back.
No, he will cry like his idol Ronaldo on this picture. He'll cry.
Oh, jeez.
He'll cry when he left.
Okay, we're not.
That's what he will do.
We're not talking about Asian champions. We're talking about
no, but he'll cry like his idol. I promise you that he will do, and he will beg for them to sign him back.
And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, and Mbappe in particular. Guys, you know what's crazy, guys? I could see something like this. I could see something like this Mbappe would do. Let's say PSG do win the Champions League without him. Do you think Mbappe will try to go back to PSG?
Yes, he will. You know he will.
Nah. Don't think so.
No, he will.
You don't think so? I feel like he might. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he might do it.
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Maybe not now, but like in a few years'
the cities of Madrid and Paris, I'd much rather live.
Paris are clear of Madrid, by the way, as a city. No, as a city, Paris are clear.
No
problem. And I've been on both. I've been to both. So.
Okay, Ted, have you been to both cities, by the way?
No, I avoid.
Exactly. So you can't talk. You can't talk about my pick. So exactly, hold up. And first of all, I know I got a lot of. I know Matt disrespect this guy, but I've been saying that he's better than Bellingham. But Matt, he doesn't know football.
Okay.
So
okay. This season he's been better. I'll give you that.
No, he's clear overall. I don't care. He's clear overall.
Okay. So guys, I want to
Looking,
hear.
I love you, man. Big up.
Okay. So I want to hear from Doodle Man. So Doodle Man, is PSG the real deal now, or is this Arsenal tax?
Bro, we gotta stop saying the taxes, bro. Like you're in the semi.
Exactly. You concede 3 against Inter, who lost 3 now against Milan.
Okay. Doodle, by the way, I didn't actually mean it seriously. If you couldn't tell.
Right. No, I mean, I still think this tie is up for grabs. Like, if Arsenal score first, let's say in Paris, and
first minute, Mikel Merino.
It would be crazy. Like,
3-0 in 20 minutes. Come on, PSG, please.
But I'll say this though, definitely advantage PSG. I think that PSG I'm been saying it, like they've been the team I've really enjoyed watching, like them and Barcelona.
Yes.
A lot.
They've been the 2 best teams.
They're the 2 best teams. I agree. Like they're easy, and I think obviously their final probably in terms of football perspective, maybe their final will be this, but I'm not saying that because my team is still in this competition. I'm always gonna want my team, but besides that, I think PSG. The people were talking about how they conceded 3 goals against Villa, and they were like, are they gonna be able to do it against or forgetting they kept a clean sheet at Anfield against Liverpool after everyone wrote them off. I think that Villa one, I think they got a bit arrogant, lost a bit of focus.
Yeah, of course.
But I think this game they were more they locked in more. They were like, okay, we scored early first. Now you know what? Let's not do what happened against Villa. Let's hang in there. Let's keep putting pressure on Arsenal. Let's see what they can do. Hang in there if we can. Even if a draw would have been good for them. But I think overall, they defended very well. I think that Hakimi, as much I love Hakimi, but he I think was a bit shaky everything during the game. Pacho was very good. I think Nuno Mendes. Oh
yeah, Nuno Mendes was amazing.
This for me, this is the best left back in the world right now. I know people go for me, I just in my opinion, he has to be up there. I don't care. People cannot debate. People cannot he's top 3 at least. Everyone's got to agree. Nuno Mendes this season.
Yeah.
Man. João Neves for me was the best player on the pitch. I think João Neves was just incredible. The tackle that he made on who was it again? I think Marino. One player, he made a tackle in the box and got the ball. It was how this guy, what this guy has? He's not the most athletic. He's not the strongest or the tallest, but the way he's able to win his duels, and that's the thing. He won so many duels that helped maintain control for PSG. This guy was crazy. I think that Vitinha got the man of the match, but personally, I think João Neves was better. Vitinha wasn't bad. I just think João Neves was a better player. Kvara, I think, I think Timber, Julian Timber is actually a good fullback. I think good defender, but I think that Kvara definitely gave him a big assignment. I don't think it was easy. Also, I want to say though, the matchup that we had between Miles Lewis-Skelly and Desiree Doué was amazing. We nowadays in football, we don't see a lot of 1v1, winger against fullback. Now I think it's more about structure. It's more tactical. Now it's you don't really have that much. But this was a matchup. Sometimes Doué got the better of him. Sometimes Skelly was and Skelly, Miles Lewis-Skelly had that which one was that? I think the Martinelli chance. I think it was actually no.
Yeah.
Moment. Miles Lewis-Skelly drives up and he makes a pink good pass, splits the gap between I think it was Marquinhos and Hakimi, and Martinelli gets onto it, but nothing occurs off it. But this kid is special. We talk about Alejandro Balde from Barcelona. I think Arsenal in a way got their own Miles Lewis-Skelly. This is I think it's a big prodigy. I think he's gonna develop well, and he's not even a natural left back. He's a midfielder that has been turned.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's another thing. Right. I think, but overall for me, I think overall. I would say it was an enjoyable game. Honestly, I think Arsenal did things well. First half after PSG scored, I actually think Arsenal got a bit back into it, had a bit momentum. Obviously, their goal then got disallowed. But after I'm sorry though, but Bradley Barcola, I'm gonna say this. I think the Quara signing has kind of made this guy lose confidence because since then, I think he just hasn't been really up to it. It feels because that chance he should be scoring, man. You gotta bury that chance. And then Gonzalo Ramos. I mean, this guy's mid. This guy's mid. You have a chance right there, right? First of all, why are you keeping it that high? Do you think you got
porn star, man? Respect the porn star, man.
Bro, he literally hit the crossbar. Keep it a bit low, man. You got
the porn star Gonzalo Ramos, man.
That guy's bad, man. Stop
but overall, I think.
Hey, he scored 3 goals in a World Cup, by the way. Respect.
I don't care.
As USA scored 3 goals in a.
Okay. Sebastian.
Of the World Cup. No.
Yes.
Sebastian, stop. Okay, can we just stay on topic, guys? So, dude, I want to ask you this question. By the way, did you finish your point? I hope it didn't interrupt.
No, yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, do you think PSG outclassed Arsenal? Because I think they did.
I did. I think that was quite literally a professional performance. That is how an away team should play. That's how even if they got a draw, I think they would have taken it. They got a win and a clean sheet. That's big. That's how an away team. An away team. This is the thing. I feel there's this notion in football that even if you're the away team, you should play score many goals. That's not always going to happen. When you're the away team, you're going to especially on this stage. You're going to the opposition's team
Emirates.
at home. Their fans are up for it, and if they get a goal, like even if you're winning, they get a goal, the momentum can completely shift because then you give them confidence. It's not easy at all. Like you don't need to like score many. You don't need to win 3-0 or 4-0 on an away day to like consider it a good like even a draw. I always say like in UCL, especially if it's like a very tough team. And look, let's be honest, Arsenal's still a good team. Like, no one can say like Arsenal's still a good team. If you're an away team, you always try to like win, obviously. But if you take a draw, it's like this is why like today, for example, I took the draw because it's against Barcelona. Like Inter taking a draw. If you told me that Inter's going to draw this game today before the game happened, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, sign me up. PSG got the assignment. They were able to like they controlled the game. Yeah, Arsenal could have scored, but again, and the home team is always going to get chances to score. That's always going to happen. This is why Donnarumma for me. Donnarumma is speaking off, by the way. He's running.
Yeah.
He's having the redemption season. Yeah. I mean, the game against Liverpool, great game, and the penalty shootouts, he saved the penalties. The game against Villa. That hand, like, yeah, I mean, what to say? Like, if Villa scored there, who knows how that whole tie goes? And then today, like, and then yesterday, I mean, against Arsenal, like, yeah, I mean,
that Trossard one was good. That was a really good save.
That was a good. That Trossard, like we talk about Martinez, that Trossard save. I mean, the way he reacted to it, because that is not like in the stretched out. Like, I was like, yo, it was crazy, like that, like, and that's what you need from your keeper. This is the thing, you need your keeper to do that because not even if you have a great defensive scheme, you're not always going to be able to like completely keep teams out. Like you're gonna concede some chances, and and a goalkeeper has to come big.
Yeah, it's really stupid. I saw people say, "Oh, this wasn't an outclass. A PSG outclassed them. Arsenal had no chances." Bro, are you guys dumb? Like PSG, it's going to be hard to keep no chances. Like it's pretty much next to impossible.
I mean, Arsenal's going to have chances even in Paris. Like, are we talking like Arsenal's not going to have any shots? They're going to have chances, especially now that they're down 1-0. They're going to go all out attacking. I would imagine. So
but you guys saw evidently based on that game, PSG were much superior. They were the superior team.
I agree. They had the better chances, in my opinion. Not saying Arsenal didn't have a chance, but again, like at the end of the day, PSG, like they scored early. That was a crucial, by the way. That was crucial. That early goal right there. That like this is why when you get an early goal, like even today it happened. Like when Thuram scored an early goal against Barcelona, like yesterday when it happened to Dembele. That's what you need. Like when you score an early goal as an away team, that like you're like, okay, you got the advantage now. You're a bit more calm. And the crowd, especially the crowd, is going to be a bit more silent now. Now you got it. Like now it's your game. That's the thing. And PSG getting that early goal, that set the tone, I think, for the game. Because I think if PSG don't score early, I mean, maybe they could have scored later. I don't know, but like it set the whole tone for the game. Because then Arsenal are a team that is willing to play pragmatic. Arsenal or switch up. Like this is the thing with Arsenal. I think they can play multiple ways, and they're a team that like. They're a team, that can like hurt you in different ways, especially on set pieces. Like this is the thing, right? Like, there's actually like on the last corner, I don't know if y'all saw, but like their set piece coach, like the camera was zoomed in on him. Like he zoomed in and then the set piece is taken, but then Arteta has to tell him, no, bro, go back to the bench, bro. Like it's just so funny. It's like it's hilarious, but like. Okay, and that's the thing, though. Arsenal, we all know from set pieces, they're dead. They're very dangerous.
Yeah, they're very
way. Although I do think recent months, it's not been. Although to be fair, saying that in recent months, we saw Declan Rice 2 free kicks, right? So we saw that. But like, by the way, Declan Rice, I think had a good game. I think that
he was probably the best.
I think in terms of Arsenal, I think we already said PSG. I'm going to say some players of Arsenal. I think that I wouldn't say most had stinkers. Maybe Arsenal fans would disagree. I think Odegaard had a stinker. I'm going to say.
Yeah, Odegaard was garbage.
Trossard and Martinelli, very poor. Saka, I think, had a decent. Okay, I don't think Saka was like amazing or anything, but like Saka's a player. I think that here's the thing, and I think this Arsenal need to like look at this game and be like, okay, we need to get attackers this summer because you cannot just be reliant on Bukayo Saka. You injuries or not. I mean, first of all, talking about injuries, I'm sorry, but like Gabriel Jesus is mid. Like, let's be real. And Havertz, I'm sorry. I don't care what people tell me. I don't rate Havertz. Like, maybe it's personal. I don't know, but I don't rate him.
He's only a moments player. He's not consistent.
Like, you need for that elite level, if you want to reach it, you need to have an elite striker, an elite attack, and elite everything. That's how it is.
Yeah, dude.
Saliba for me had a very good game. Honestly, Saliba, I think that the way like he was able to a lot of amount of times he got the ball, he drove like the pace he had. That's a great center. That's a really good center back right there.
Yeah. Wait, and also, guys, remember Arsenal missed Partey through suspension. I think.
Yeah, that was the huge. I think. Look, if Partey played, I'm not saying PSG wouldn't win. Like the thing is, though, maybe that Dembele goal would have been prevented. Like you need that.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. So okay, I want to ask.
Rice can play as a DM, but I think Declan Rice's best attributes, honestly, are ball carrying.
I'm telling you, when Donnarumma plays in England, like in English territory, like he's just God mode.
Yeah, bro. Okay, you know
the Euros.
Yeah, so you know what? Sebastian might be onto something.
He made Matt cry. He made Matt cry in the Euros. Like I enjoyed that.
Although it didn't happen against Newcastle last year, though.
Yeah.
I mean Newcastle are a better team than Villa and Liverpool. So respect Newcastle. Respect Newcastle. Respect Newcastle. They have the best striker in the world. They have the best striker in the world. Just
wait.
The best.
Okay.
Wait, Arsenal have Isak. I was told.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought Barca had the Isak. Oh yeah, I forgot they don't have any money.
Okay, guys, can I ask a question? Do you guys think Arsenal underestimated PSG? Because I think they did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, I think Arsenal I think Arsenal thought too much about like the game that happened in the league stage that it's gonna be that easy. But Newcastle actually no, I mean PSG were very good like in this game.
PSG were
I said Newcastle Oil Club, like I got it mixed up. But
and also I think Arsenal probably thought, oh, this is Real Madrid. We'll just after just smashing Real Madrid, we can beat any team now.
Like, this Arsenal team got humbled.
Yeah, that's why I said the humble song.
You play against a Madrid side who hasn't been that good in big games this season. Let's be honest, they haven't. Like they were garbage against Milan. They've been garbage against Barca for some weird reason.
Yeah, but I mean,
garbage against Atletico. So Arsenal.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so and then also one last thing I would say, because I know Ten really wants to speak on this. Do you guys think Arsenal fans should have showed up? Bro, Arsenal fans didn't show up in numbers. PSG fans showed up more. That's crazy.
Oh my! I was like, yo, when we were watching the server, I was like, yo, imagine it.
Arsenal tifo.
Oh my god!
Yeah, 80. I'm telling you, you come to Sweden, and you're actually gonna see some tifos, some insanity. You go to fucking Arsenal ground, you're gonna see some garbage ass.
How do you have that big of an away ground? I mean, away end though. Like there were so many PSG fans. Like
80. The worst team here in Sweden, like the worst in the league, has this season a better tifo than Arsenal.
Okay, guys, and also, you know what's really crazy with Arsenal? This is Emirates. This is the first time they lost to Emirates for quite some time in the Champions League. I don't remember the last time because they hadn't lost to Emirates before this game, this season, and then last season they didn't lose to Emirates at all.
Oh,
I think they lost that Emirates in the Premier League.
No, I'm sorry, the Champions League.
5-1 Bayern, I think.
Yeah, 5-1 Bayern.
Yeah, they missed so many years, right? They missed so many years.
That was the last time they lost.
That was the last time. That last time. And guys, also another interesting
2017.
thing. This is the first time PSG have beaten Arsenal in their Champions League in their history. First time they've ever done it.
Mm.
So, yeah. Anyways, round us off here. Give us your final thoughts, and we'll go to comments.
I mean, look, I'm speaking from experience of a team that has beaten Arsenal in a semifinal two-legged. So, look,
and also beaten PSG 4-1. So,
yeah, and we also beat PSG. So we've been there, done that against Arsenal. But yeah, I think before the game, look, obviously I was praying just for a good game, and we kind of got that. I didn't think it was the worst game. Obviously, it's not as good as the one earlier today, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the opening goal from the Ballon d'Or winner up here really set the tone for the game. Yeah, I mean, I think that first goal really settled, or I wouldn't say settled. It probably humbled a bit of the Arsenal fans in that regard. But look, I think Arsenal did have a few chances. Obviously, you guys talked about Martinelli, Trossard, obviously the one that Mikel Merino scored, but obviously it was offside. But we didn't really talk too much on a play. Well, I'll say this: it felt like it was 11v10 because I didn't know where the captain of Arsenal was in that game.
Yeah. Odegaard was missing.
No,
Like Rice, Rice should be the captain.
Yeah, he
Odegaard
should be the
like
captain.
Give it to Rice.
You
Give
might
it
as well
Rice.
give,
Give it to
yeah.
Rice.
Like Odegaard, I feel like, yeah, I think he's not as good as people, or maybe as good as Arsenal fans might think of him. Like, would I pick Declan Rice or Odegaard based on what I've seen since the past 1 or 2 years? They've both been at Arsenal. I know Odegaard's been there longer, but let's say since Declan Rice came in, I think I probably would say Declan Rice because he actually does deliver a sort of captain-like sort of not performance, but more like that mentality, that attitude to try to bring the ball forward, which he did a few times for Arsenal in yesterday's game. But yeah, on PSG, I think they I would say the better team on the day. Obviously, the early goal did help them, and look, they saw it out. They saw the remaining parts of the game through, and now it's all about what happens in Paris because you still don't know how that will go. But look, PSG are one step closer to a Champions League final, first time since COVID, so it's been that long. And yeah, I think this PSG team this season probably the best team I can think that can actually win it now.
Yes.
Based on what I remember, not even with the hindsight, I don't think that COVID final team wasn't. I don't think it was that great overall.
No, it wasn't. Like let's be real, guys. That team was pretty much Neymar. Neymar pretty much carried that team. Like, let's be real. He pretty much carried that team.
Yeah.
Like,
And
This team is better.
This
yeah,
team-
this seems.
Although I
Yeah,
think
like-
this team also would have lost against Bayern in the final. I think Bayern just.
Nah, I don't think this team would lost to.
Nah, man.
Nah.
Respect.
Oh well,
Yeah.
let's see. We'll see. But guys,
Well,
like, you have to agree with it. You guys have to agree with it, though. Neymar pretty much carried that team. So.
Yeah, they hit it.
That
Yes.
COVID final team, yeah.
And that's why you can't trust Mbappe. So
I mean, Neymar has done way more in football than Mbappe, and people are gonna. Bring
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, like. Neymar.
and people like HH are gonna bring the Welcome good. Like
Okay. Let's not get off tangent. But guys,
Yeah,
so yeah, I think for Arsenal, as I said, man, a reality check for them and for your Premier League merchants, man, shows you that there's football. There's football
I think-
outside of England.
I'm not sure if this is true now, but I think Newcastle United are the only team that have never lost to PSG ever, like historically. Like out of
no,
all
I think
I know
Newcastle
it's only
lost
been
to.
2 games. I know it's only 2 games.
No, I think Newcastle.
That's great.
No, hasn't Newcastle lost to PSG before?
No,
in the
we've only
Yeah.
beat them twice ever.
Twice. Oh, I thought it was
Okay, guys.
more.
Okay, guys.
It's
Okay,
really
before round up, I have to mention this, guys, because I was going through my timelines, Chris. Yesterday was crazy, and you guys know the expressions guy, guys, right?
Oh, I love that. Oh, you know
You know
what?
what?
That was crazy.
I actually bought
That was crazy.
PSG shirt for that game. No, I'm
Ah.
joking.
Nah, that was crazy.
Honestly, I'm crazy if I do it because no,
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know expressions, right?
Oh my days, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pookie.
Yeah.
now Pookie's gonna support Arsenal. Like
Nah,
You know,
nah,
you know what's the
Nah.
good thing you know
Pookie,
what's
you're gonna
the
lose.
about being
Nah.
a Newcastle United fan is that I never have to worry about Sunderland in a European.
Like,
So,
I have to worry about is
I
the
don't have to take it
disgusting.
now.
The team I'm gonna play on Sunday. That I'm gonna see play my team away.
Oh my.
Oh, Joe.
I'm gonna
Wow.
if I see the team lift the European trophy,
Oh my jeez.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
say
let's get
goodbye
back
to
on topic.
football forever.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's get back on topic. The expressions guy, guys. Basically, for those that don't know him, basically he's a Spurs fan, and
Oh,
basically he went to the
fucking-
PSG game.
He
And
wasn't
basically what PSG
with the PSG Ultras. No, he was
Yeah,
sitting with the PSG Ultras.
Yeah, basically, he was basically being shameless. That is
Yeah,
basically
No,
Hate
shameless.
watch, live hate
No.
watch, man.
He legit got a
Basically,
ticket. No, he legit got a ticket for that game in the way-in. He literally went to the game.
That's crazy though. As a Spurs fan, hate watching. I mean, to be fair,
You know what? I'll dig that.
I respect
Honestly,
it.
I would
respect it.
I would be shameless.
Honestly, that's the one part I would do it. Like hell yeah, bro. I would be shamed like hell.
Honestly,
That'll
look,
be me. That'll be me with the championship playoffs of Sunderland.
honestly, I might do it on the Thursday.
Yeah,
I
we
might
win.
buy a Chelsea shirt and go to the game.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, but anyways, we need to let's go through some comments and then we have to round up, guys. That was crazy, man.
Visca Barca.
So, yeah, the expressions, man. Keep up your entertaining content, man.
Maybe I should wear a Barca kit and go to the Inter Barca next week.
Okay, so let's read some guys' comments. Everyone's favorite London team, Crystal Palace. Huh?
Everyone's favorite Italian goalkeeper, Donnarumma.
It's still Arsenal. And by the way, guys, I was kind of joking around with the Arsenal thing, but I was trying to make a
Nah, it's Spurs actually. Everyone loves Spurs. Whoever doesn't like Spurs, you're a madman. Like
okay.
Spurs
Okay,
is
okay,
funny.
okay.
Spurs is funny for the content because you can ban them, but their fan base won't care.
Okay, let's move.
I
Let's move.
I see
It's the same with Real Madrid fans, but Real Madrid fans
Okay,
are
okay,
like spicy Tottenham.
They didn't beat Villa at Villa Park. I understand that, Pookie, but I still feel like PSG have outplayed most of the Premier League teams this season. They pretty much.
I'm telling you, you put Newcastle into that pitch, PSG lose.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I feel like like how certain teams are like the I don't know, like the what do you call it, bogey team. I feel like we'll be PSG's bogey team, but then we'll lose to like
don't forget.
Dortmund or AC
Two,
Milan.
two teams have never lost against PSG actually. Colo and AIK hasn't lost to PSG.
Okay. You could have that trophy. You can have that trophy. Anyways, I want. So as I was saying, like for PSG, as I said, man, guys, am I wrong for saying that PSG have outplayed Premier League this season?
I have some shame, mate. I'm gonna be in the UCL in 2 years. So
okay, guys, am I wrong? Okay, can we get back on this topic? Am I wrong for saying that PSG have outplayed the Premier League teams this season and the Champions League?
No, you're not wrong. You're completely right.
Yeah, am I wrong? Tanadam, dude, am I wrong for saying this?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, whoever says you're wrong, it's just delusional of an agenda against PSG.
And guys, I'm sorry. If people think PSG don't finish top 4 in the Premier League, that is blasphemy. That is ridiculous.
PSG wins the league. I'm telling you, PSG wins the league.
So Arsenal fans like this against last season. Galán scored a last-minute goal. Villa Park didn't get taken over by PSG fans. Okay, now that I guess that's fair. Liverpool also got wins against PSG.
Okay, but Liverpool's win, let's be honest, has a huge asterisk on it, man.
It was a fluke win. It was a fluke win.
Fluke win. Like that Liverpool game, that was a fluke win for Liverpool.
Yeah. Now, that's ability, yes, that one was deserved, but context has been kids.
And like people say PSG bottled that, but like
it was 5-1 at half.
Yeah, it was like people are overreacting on that one.
Honestly, I actually think that if PSG scored a bit later, that wouldn't have happened. I think that maybe scoring early again, as I said, I think maybe they got a bit
And I agree.
Yeah, I can't believe how good Dembele is. Yeah,
exactly, better than Mbappe, man.
This is the best form of his career. Best version of Dembele we've seen.
Also, he's fit. He's finally fully fit.
And also leaving Barca and being a better player. Just saying.
Yeah, Odegaard hasn't been good since he came back from injury. A few bright spots, yeah. Martinez Europa League level. To be fair, Martinez was a bit of a good form going into this game, though. We rather play Sterling or Martinelli. Sterling has a way better career.
Sterling.
There's one thing. Arsenal had from last Wednesday to Tuesday. They had 6 days off. Not only 6 days off, but they had a 6-day period. PSG had a Friday to Tuesday. So they had 48 hours difference.
And PSG didn't care about the Ligue 1 game, by the way.
Yeah, like that's great. Like Arsenal looked kind of fatigued. Arsenal looked
somewhat fatigued, and they had 6 days off.
Arsenal looked flat. Arsenal didn't look like.
And bro,
now that's the because Matt has a disgusting agenda against Neves, obviously because of Benfica, but Neves is better than Bellingham. Just saying.
Miles Lewis was good too. Ballon d'Or is a PR award. Oh, by the way, do you guys agree with me? Rice was Arsenal's best player yesterday.
Yes.
FIBA best player award clears it.
You know what? Honestly, it was Timber. I think Timber was better.
No, I think Rice was better. Maybe Timber will say second. PSG have the advantage, but Arsenal can still hold on to my early thoughts as a draw. Enrique. I saw AD access. Is this the best PSG team of all time? No, because the best is 1920 under Tuchel. Now, I think that's the best in terms of players individually. But as a collective unit, I think this team is better. Collectively, this team is better. I think that's probably the best in terms of player names and stuff.
Yeah.
I think, okay, I know this won't happen, but hypothetically, if the two PSG teams played against each other, I think this one probably wins. So, yeah, that's my thoughts there.
Because that team had the mascot. So, the mascot Kimpembe.
Yeah. From defensive to attack, Mats. Okay, so I know Brandon's just joined. So, Brandon, we're about to round off soon. So, I'm going to quickly go with your comments, and then I gave you a quick thoughts for both games.
Okay, perfect.
Ligue 1 equals Eredivisie and Liga Portugal. For defense.
Oh my god, my math is so disgusting, honestly. Like,
okay. Barca fans, just like for Dembele, is kind of forced low. I don't think
it's not forced.
Honestly,
I don't think it's not.
No.
Let's speak about this instead. 100 men versus one gorilla.
Oh my!
No, who would win? Who would win?
No. Well, let's get back on football. But guys, Barca fans have the right to hate Dembele. Anyone that doesn't hate Dembele, and Doodle's saying like we have every right to hate him. And Doodle's not even a Barca fan, so like he's objective.
Bro, like I've seen so many players like leave my club. I'm speaking.
But Barca fans hate on their players for no fucking reason.
No,
we have every right to hate.
Why? Like it's the same with Mbappe.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why, Sebastian? Barca fans. I'm not even a Madrid fan. I'm not even a Barca fan, and I can understand why Barca fans hate Dembele because he left because of the money.
Yes, and bro, he's celebrating against us.
Who is hated more by their fan base, Mbappe by PSG or Dembele by Barca?
Probably Dembele by Barca.
I would say Dembele for Barca.
I'm sorry, Sebastian.
For me, it has to be Mbappe's most hated.
No, I don't think so, man. I disagree.
Like this legit. I was on the slander Mbappe got, man. Like the videos that came out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have every right to hate Dembele.
Bro, the thing is,
first of all, leaving for money, that's just a bullshit excuse. I'm sorry.
Man, even then, like, that's okay.
No, but
one thing, but then celebrate.
Excuse.
But celebrating against your team, against your ex-team, who has given you opportunity.
Bro,
that's the difference.
We gave Dembele so much time. We gave him. We cared for him. We literally. We treated the hospital bills. We did all that stuff for him, and then he does that.
No,
like, bro, no, that's it. I'm done. I'm sorry, no, just no. And I'll be honest with you guys. I usually don't hate most players. I'm neutral or like most players. I don't usually hate. This is one of the rare times where I actually hate.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me,
and also here's
overall.
Wait. Let me finish. Here's another thing. Barca had plans to have him for the season. We were planning to use him in the season. Then he decides to snake us and go to PSG. So
Mbappe was bad. You see with Mbappe also, like you see how people are blaming it on PSG with the Mbappe thing, but if people actually look into it, it was Mbappe. Like he ruined it for himself.
Okay, but Sebastian, you have to admit though, Mbappe is still one of PSG's best players of all time. He's one of.
Yes.
Yeah, even though he left on a bad note, he is still one of their best players.
Like it's the same with Trent for Liverpool right now. Like people hate him for what he has been done these 2 years, talking to Emery behind the back.
No.
But I'm telling you, if Trent stays, then everyone will love him again. That's the problem.
Here's the thing, Sebastian. I don't think Trent's as big of a legend at Liverpool compared to Mbappe.
I don't think
I don't think.
Trent is a local lad. Like
local guy. I understand that from that sense, but he's not as big of a legend. You have to agree with this, Sebastian. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's move.
Like the moments, though.
I just think overall, as a football fan, for you, if you're a normal, the thing is here, I just think any sane football fan will always, like, no matter what, will always put the club above any player. Like, I just think at the end of the day, because I think, like, I've seen so many players that go and I'll still support Inter after all these players are gone, man. Like I'll still support
Exactly.
them. That's
Yeah,
like,
and I
because
still
for
support.
me personally, I don't think you should like straight up hate a player for no reason. Like again, I'm also like you, AD. I don't like quote unquote hate. Like I don't hate a player if they don't do well at Inter. Like I dislike a player if they don't do well and they don't even give it they don't care and they don't try at all. Like and then they snake us. And then like let's say one goes to you and then some like bro, like if it's like then I'm gonna dislike you. Then I'm gonna like if you don't do well for us, I'm like, okay. I mean, it wasn't too big.
Yeah. For me.
Or
like,
same for you, AD. Like I'm also a Liverpool fan, and like I support them. I support players who leave Liverpool even after they don't play. Like for example, Sadio Mane. I don't really have anyone that I really hate. The only time I would hate would be more of kind of like what you did mention, AD and Doodle, that like if a player just doesn't give their best and then ends up leaving us, like ends up being a snake, then that's when I would. But other than that, I don't really have any players that I really hate. Maybe Coutinho, I guess. But
To be fair,
Coutinho,
he brought you the transfer fee though. And
oh
Yeah.
wait, Brad, do you hate Sterling?
do I hate Sterling? Sometimes I do, and others not so much. I mean, yeah.
Okay, let's.
So I'm gonna ask you, what if an El Salvador player joins Liverpool, and then he talks to Man United for 2 years without nobody knowing, and then he leaves United, but gives like Liverpool a 80 mil fee? Would you
Okay.
hate on him then?
Okay, guys.
Would I hit Salah? It really depends on what happens. If he ends up leaving on bad terms, then yes, I would hate him. But if it's on his own terms, then I probably wouldn't.
So like, 10. If Isak says, no wait, a local player who has been on your club for like
long stuff, right?
8 years.
Oh, long stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
mean
Dan
long
Burn.
stuff.
Dan Burn is also
leave,
local, right?
give him
No,
to Sunderland.
if Longstaff goes to Sunderland, relegate them, would you hate him or would you
No,
still love him?
no. I will be. You know what? I'll be his biggest fan if he actually does that. Bring him-
Oh my god, that is so shameless.
Okay,
We'll
guys.
do
Okay,
that.
guys. Let's
Shameless,
move.
Ted.
Okay, guys. Let's move. That structure with Tuchel. Some PSG fans apparently has disdain towards Mbappe. Yeah, for what? I don't know. Yeah, PSG fans are angry at the way he left the club. Even Chilean Sebastian just
What?
Yeah, you hate Mbappe, man.
Yes, because of HH. That's why.
Because
PSG
of
looking at
HH?
Mbappe for this long.
I also hate HH for multiple reasons. Well,
Okay, guys, let's move. All right, at least Mbappe doesn't have against Dortmund. Who knows if Enrique would have had Mbappe cooking right now, though? Probably.
no,
Sebastian
but
doesn't make
Mbappe was cooked the last fucking 6 months of.
Sebastian cooking a potato soup.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Neves over
Neves
Porto.
over Porto.
This summer. Oh yeah, you mean Matt
Oh,
Neves?
my.
Never heard of him. Agreed, Doodle. And is up there with the best left back currently.
He is
Well,
the
Mendes.
best.
Arsenal fans calling Milskui. Got me tripping. MLS got me tripping. What? Dorm made some good saves. Dorm was a funny name. Game was close after the first 20 minutes. So I'm going to say outclass, but for PSG, for fans, outclass Arsenal fans with the FIFA career mode. Tifa. How much longer is the stream? Well, hopefully end soon.
No,
Arsenal
so AD, if Yamal wins you 10 Champions Leagues in a row, and he leaves
All right, can I go to
Real Madrid, would you be angry?
Yes, I would.
Even if he wins you 10 Champions Leagues?
Yeah, because you're joining a rival club.
Like, what if he leaves you for like 200 mil? Would you still like get the
No,
money?
I
You get the
don't.
money.
No.
You get the 10 Champions League.
I don't care. I don't like players who are my rival clubs. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't like Figo?
Yeah, I don't like Figo. Let's not forget about
Even
PSG's
though
crap Tifo Wade Villa. Rosai was being guarded by 6-7 guys. Think Arsenal missed part of Oda garbage. Indeed, Pookie Tendai. Wow, mention Euros. Didn't Villa just smoke Newcastle? Facts about Newcastle. Tendai, Steve's team. I don't think Arteta underestimates you. Oh, and Matt says to F off, you better F off. Hey, Arsenal home versus PSG and PSG away at Villa were the two worst teams of the season. Champions League. At Villa, PSG fans are playing while card buzz with PSG logos. Champions League best match of the season so far. Milano will be fire. Yes, sure. Maybe AD. Too close. PSG is the best version. I think it was probably the we saw the. I feel like Tuchel did the best with. I think Tuchel's. See, I think Tuchel did a good job with PSG. He's probably the PSG manager that's achieved the most. But if Enrique wins the Champions League, he surpasses. You know,
Honestly, if he
And
wins the
because
UCL, we might have to have a convo about him surpassing some managers in the
Yeah.
world. I'm not gonna name
How many
names. Some of them.
Okay, guys. Let me read the comments. How many players have Martin Odegaard? Okay, I don't know if I can read that comment, so I think I'm gonna skip that
I
part.
think
And
what
then
they're
Jordan
trying to
Matthews
say is they don't think Martinelli and Odegaard as players are able, they can be like relied on in those crunch time, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
Arsenal.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
a lot of comments.
Well,
Yeah, no.
No,
I think
Joao Neves is better than Bellingham.
Bro, first of all, it's not even Ruben Neves. I was like, it's like João Neves. So
Joao Neves.
Yeah, Joao Neves is better than Bellingham.
Sunderland
okay.
to
I would not say that.
Yeah,
I'm
neighbor also left
gonna
for money.
die on that Joao Neves hill. So you
Sunderland
come on.
Manchester City.
Don't try to argue with me on Neves against Bellingham because
you're a Madrid fan, so that's self-explanatory.
I'm not a Madrid fan, you
No, I'm
idiot.
talking about Pookie.
Okay.
Puki's a Madrid fan.
Okay, Arsenal.
He's talking about
Arsenal was
Pookie.
never good.
I'm a Pookie's a fraud anyway.
Or Albert.
Bro, Albert. No, I'm sorry, Albert is a disgrace.
Okay, Brandon.
No,
okay,
legit.
okay,
Albert says he is a Inter fan for today. Like, that's disgusting. I'm
we need to
disgusted.
round this off. Okay, so Brandon, give us your final thoughts, man.
Well,
Vamos Bolivia.
Okay, just
Vamos
say,
Chile.
bro.
Vamos. Okay. Yeah. So with the Arsenal PSG game, I do think that Arsenal did they did underestimate PSG. I think it was because of the Madrid game, because of the Madrid win, and they felt invincible. Yeah, they just didn't really have a good game, honestly. And by the way, where was Odegaard? Where was he? It was like he wasn't even there. And then as for the Inter Barca game, it was a fun match, that's for sure. It was like a back and forth game, and yeah, I'm excited to see the second half. The second leg. I mean, and so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Visca Barca.
All right, and then give us your thoughts on Barca Inter. Then we're gonna round up for real. Round off.
Well, my thoughts with PSG versus Arsenal. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for Arsenal at away at Parc des Princes, and yeah, I think PSG will finish it off, or maybe Arsenal can win it. Who knows? But I think PSG wins it next week, or the following week.
Imagine losing to Arsenal, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, and then
okay,
and then
yeah,
as for the
Inter.
Barca game, Barca Inter. Yeah, this is like a 50-50 game because because Inter, they're quite good, and then Barca is quite good. Honestly, that should be the final. Instead of the semis, it should be the final. But unfortunately, you get those games where it should be a final, but you get it much earlier than it should be, and I think that's what it is. And I think Barca wins maybe like 2-1, maybe away, but we'll see.
You want to know a stat, AD? Donnarumma has never lost a penalty shootout in England in his career.
Wow.
Don't even get me started with mine. Don't even get me started with Donnarumma, because that guy, he was the man of the match against us.
Never lost a penalty shootout in England, by the way.
Okay, guys, we're gonna round up here, guys. Hope you guys
still feel better, man.
Hold that, Matt.
Okay. So we're gonna remember, guys, like and subscribe.
Sub to me, by the way.
Likes, or let me see how many likes were on today's stream, and yeah, I'll see you guys for next Wednesday Champions League stream. So let me just check this real quick.
Visca Barca.
We're currently at 10 likes. All right, I'll see you guys
later,
later, man. Peace out.
Oh God, okay.